boys and girls. Well, today we're going to read a book called Pumpkins. And it is written by Ken Robbins. And he also took the pictures. I think he did a great job taking the pictures with his camera. I see really clear photo here with the wagon filled with pumpkins. So full that some of them fell off. And I noticed that his camera also managed to catch some geese that are migrating. In that fall season, they're heading south for the winter so they can have some summer sun. And then on the back, he took a really close-up picture of a stem. He did a great job with his camera. Now, let's find out about pumpkins from Ken Robbins. Wow, what a great picture he took. This is his title page, Pumpkins by Ken Robbins. At that time of year, when the air has turned cool, the corn stalks have turned brown, and the leaves are falling, splashing their color on the ground. What a neat picture of a fall, foggy day. And the geese are flying, and the crows are calling from the empty fields. It seems that pumpkins are everywhere. Wow, that's that picture that we saw on the front there, didn't we? And there's our crow flying. But the story of the pumpkin begins in the spring when the farmer plants her seeds in the ground. Thank you, farmer, for growing a product for us. She is planting her seeds in the soil, and we know that a plant needs the air, the water, and the sunlight to help it grow, get those nutrients in the water to help get it big and round for us. The first small leaves come up in 10 days or so, and in just a few weeks, the vines spread out and the flower buds begin to show. Definitely some great pictures of those first leaves, and we can see those flower buds. The buds open up and the flowers appear. So we've got those nice yellow blossoms that'll show us and try and attract those, what are they called? Pollinators, our bees and our butterflies. Yeah, they'll come and pollinate our flowers. And the next thing, at the base of the flower, the pumpkin begins to grow. It's green at first, but it soon changes color. And then remember where our other story talked about how the blossom was stuck on the bottom of the pumpkin, and that's where we saw the remains of it. And of course, we know that the pumpkin is attached at the vine so it can get its nutrients from the plant. So far, it's part of the plant. It's living right now. It's growing and changing. And then if we cut it off the vine, is it still living? Once living. At the height of summer, full-size pumpkins are hidden amongst the vines. As the summer passes, the vines are cleared away and the patchwork of pumpkins can be seen on the ground. I wonder why they call it a patchwork. Well, I think it's because it might be like a patterned quilt. We've got splash of color here, brown around it, splash of color here, brown around it, splash of color here, brown around it, much like a patchwork quilt. Pumpkins grow in number of colors and shapes and sizes. The ones we know best are bright orange, more or less round. But many kinds are yellow, tan, green, or even blue. Some are round, but most of them are kind of flattened or squashed, you might say. Some are so small they fit in your hand. Others are positively huge. Well, right here we can see this really small one fits right in his hand. What a cute little pumpkin that one is. And over here we can see those bluish ones he was talking about. Here's one of the tan ones. Definitely looking a little squashed, some of these, aren't they? I wonder if that's why they call it squash. Here's our positively huge ones. Wow! People hold contests to see who can grow the biggest ones. The gigantic pumpkin on the forklift weighs over 1,000 pounds. That's really heavy. This pumpkin here seems as big as that little boy. We could probably carve a door in this pumpkin and he could crawl right inside. What a great fort that would be. Most farms will let you go out into the fields to pick your own pumpkin, right off the vine. You must pay for it first, of course, and then you get to take it home. And it says, pick your own. So when the farmer is selling you a pumpkin, he is providing you with the goods. Those are the goods that you have bought and paid for, so you get to take it home with you. That's how he makes his income, makes his money to help take care of his family, or hers. For Halloween, it's traditional to carve your pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern. You'll need a pen or marker that erases easily. Draw a face, happy or scary. Whatever you like. Then get an adult to cut all around the top with a saw or a knife. Most saws and knives are pretty sharp, so we definitely want to take care, have a grown-up with us, help us, or do it for us, because that's the safe thing to do. Remove the top, and with your hands or a scoop, you can scrape out the guts inside, the seeds and the wet membrane that holds them. Then get an adult to cut out the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Once the jack-o'-lantern is carved, put it on your steps at night, or in your window, or in another safe place. Put a candle inside and light it. It will look quite nice. Wow, that one is very nice looking jack-o'-lantern. You did a good job. On Halloween, everyone dresses up for trick-or-treat. Well, I think they should say most people instead of everyone. Ghosts and goblins will walk the streets, and pumpkins are part of the scene. Wow, what a spooky looking Halloween. By November, the pumpkins are mostly gone. Picked for jack-o'-lanterns or pumpkin pie, that's my favorite. The few that are left will die on the vine. They'll get eaten by animals or left to rot. Their seeds will survive, well, at least some of them, to make more pumpkins the following year. Oh, so we get that life cycle, kind of like we had the apple life cycle. Now we've got the pumpkin life cycle. Got our seeds in the soil, and then it gets the blossoms, then we get the pumpkin, and then some of the seeds get saved. Oh, and it goes round and round and round again. Awesome. So that we get more jack-o'-lanterns. Fantastic. Now, we know that pumpkins have seeds and they grow on a flowering vine. So what do you think? Do you think a pumpkin is a vegetable or a fruit? Think about it for a moment. A fruit or a vegetable? Well, because it has seeds and because it grows on a flowering vine, a pumpkin is actually a fruit. So I want you to think about some other fruits that we have. You're right, apples are a fruit. They have seeds and they grow on a flowering tree. Yes, kiwi fruit are one of my favorites. I love to eat kiwi fruit. And they even have fruit in their name. They grow on a vine that has flowers. What about Tomatoes. They're actually a fruit. They have seeds and they grow on a flowering plant. What about potatoes? You're right, vegetable. They grow under the ground. What about cucumbers? A fruit. It has seeds and it grows on a flowering vine. How about carrots? Grows under the ground. So, the next time you're eating something, take a look. If it has seeds on it, then it is more than likely to be a fruit. If it comes from a flowering vine, a flowering bush, or a flowering tree, then it is a fruit. If it grows under the ground or is green and leafy, it is most likely a vegetable. So take a look around at the things you eat and see, is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? Have a good hunt around, my vegetable fruit hunters.